was supposed to be a simple trip. A young woman alone, setting off to explore the city of Los Angeles, a place of glamour, ambition, and endless opportunity. Her name was Elisa Lam, and she had dreams, hopes, and a restless spirit that took her across the borders from Canada to the US, with nothing more than a small suitcase and a sense of adventure. But Elisa didn't check into just any hotel. She booked a room at the Cecil Hotel, a towering building with a notorious history. A place where shadows seemed to move on their own, where tragedy seemed woven into its very walls, and where dark secrets had lurked for decades. Days into her stay, Elisa vanished. No warning, no goodbye, no trace left behind, except for a single, chilling piece of footage. A security video taken from the hotel's elevator on her last known night. In that footage, Elisa appears different. Agitated, erratic, as though hiding from something unseen. She presses buttons repeatedly, peeks cautiously into the hallway, and moves her hands in ways that seem desperate and lost. And then, she steps out of frame and disappears. What happened to Elisa Lam in those final moments? And where did she go after that night? Elisa Lam was like so many of us, a young, adventurous soul who saw the world as a place to be explored and understood. From her home in Vancouver, Canada, she set out to document her journey down the west coast of the US, sharing her thoughts and dreams along the way. When Elisa arrived in Los Angeles, her last stop, she chose a place with charm but a troubling history, the Cecil Hotel. The Cecil was known as the Hotel of the Lost, a building filled with strange occurrences, untold tragedies, and a darkness that only grew over the decades. Perhaps Elisa felt the weight of the hotel's past without knowing it. Or maybe she was just one of the many wanderers drawn to its low rates and downtown location. But once she checked in, things would never be the same. Elisa had no idea that the walls around her held secrets and that she was about to become one. What happened to Elisa Lam in this haunted hotel? How could a simple stay at the Cecil become her final chapter? February 1st, 2013. It was supposed to be an ordinary day. Elisa had plans to check out of the Cecil Hotel and continue her journey through California. But that morning, Elisa didn't check out. She didn't return calls or messages from her family. She didn't post online, and as hours turned into days, her family and friends grew increasingly concerned. The hotel staff hadn't seen her, but there was one clue: the last known footage of Elisa Lam, captured by the hotel's security cameras in the early hours of February 1st. It showed her in the elevator, acting strange. In this haunting video, Elisa presses multiple buttons, as if trying to make the elevator move. She stands in the corner, nervously peeking out into the hallway, then retreats, as though hiding from something or someone unseen. Her hands move in odd, almost frantic gestures, and her expression is one of confusion or fear. But after this video, there was nothing. No more sightings, no more signs of Elisa. Where did she go? And what could have driven her to act this way in her final moments on camera? As days passed without any sign of Elisa, her family, still back in Vancouver, was frantic with worry. They knew she would never just disappear without a word. Fearing the worst, they reached out to authorities, who immediately launched an investigation into her last known location, the Cecil Hotel. Detectives combed through her belongings, questioned hotel staff, and reviewed hours of surveillance footage. But even with the haunting elevator video as a clue, Elisa's trail seemed to vanish into thin air. Each search turned up more questions than answers, and the leads grew colder with every passing day. Police expanded their search throughout the hotel, looking in rooms, hallways, and common areas. The hotel's labyrinth of dim corridors and hidden staircase made the search slow and unsettling, as if Cecil itself was guarding its secrets. Elisa's family held on to hope. But as the days stretched into weeks, a haunting question hung in the air. Could Elisa still be found alive? February 19th, 2013. Nearly 3 weeks after Elisa's disappearance, guests at the Cecil Hotel began to report strange occurrences. The water pressure in their rooms was weak, The water tasted strange, and in some cases it ran with a dark, unsettling tint. Maintenance workers were called to investigate the water tanks on the hotel's rooftop, thinking there might be a simple mechanical issue. But what they found was beyond anyone's worst fears. Inside one of the tanks was the body of Elisa Lam. News of her discovery sent shock waves through the community, as well as through media channels around the world. How did Elisa end up in the water tank? And why was the tank closed and locked from the outside? The discovery of her body raised far more questions than it answered. How could a young woman access the roof, climb into a water tank, and remain hidden from the world for so long? What really happened to Elisa Lam? In the days following Elisa's tragic discovery, the world was left with more questions than answers. How did she end up in that water tank on a rooftop secured by alarms and locked doors? Some point to Elisa's struggles with mental health, suggesting that she may have experienced a moment of crisis. Others believe foul play could have been involved, hinting at gaps in security and unexplained details in her final moments. But there are also those who feel that the answer lies beyond the tangible world. The Cecil Hotel has a history of strange occurrences and dark legends, a place where reality and the supernatural seem to blur. The truth behind Elisa Lam's final hours may never be known. Was it a tragic accident or something more sinister? In the end, Elisa's story leaves us with one haunting question: what really happened at the Cecil Hotel? The Cecil Hotel, once a bustling destination, had grown quiet and unsettling. Its hallways stood eerily silent, cloaked in shadows that seemed to stretch and shift as though alive. The faint buzz of the flickering fluorescent lights cast long, restless shadows on walls aged by time and mystery. The carpets were worn, muted by years of footsteps, and the peeling wallpaper seemed to whisper secrets from an age-long past. Every corner held a shadow, every closed door a lingering unknown. It was a place caught between worlds, where each step felt like a descent into something darker. Do you think Elisa Lam was murdered, or was it a suicide? If you're as captivated by mysteries as we are, don't let this journey end here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss a story. Join us as we uncover the world's most chilling secrets, one mystery at a time. Your next thrill is just a click away.